This episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Netflix. Coming up, it's a game so unique, it's kind of hard to describe. This game is called Catherine.
For something completely different. We often cover the big releases of the day. For a lot of first-person shooters, platformers, racing games, what have you. Yep. It's fun in this summertime when usually there aren't a lot of huge releases. It's sort of a lull of big marquee games.
We get to go see the art house films of video games.
And here we are. With Catherine. Catherine is released from Atlus. It's a Japanese game that actually came out in February.
Wait, this game was made in Japan?
Weird. You wouldn't think it, judging by the content.
Sounds so Western.
It is a puzzle platformer relationship sim. I guess.
And also anime TV show.
Yes, there's a large amount of anime-style hand-drawn animation to tell the story. You play the role of a 30-something guy who's in a very stable relationship, kind of, who you know, is thinking about maybe moving in with his girlfriend, taking it to the next level, and then has an affair with some girl he picks up at a bar, and you're in this sort of moral dilemma of what to do as far as, and then you find out that she's pregnant. Your girlfriend is pregnant, not the new girl, and so the game has a lot to do with moral choices, but that's not really what you play. You do play some of that because you have some sort of interaction on your texting device. You can text and select different texts to send back and forth between people. But what you're mostly doing in this game is having these weird dreams. Every night...
Definitely nightmares.
Yes. Every night you go to sleep and you wake up in this crazy puzzle world where you have only your boxer shorts and a pillow and goat horns, of course, just like every dream.
There you go.
And
you haven't had this dream where you have to climb up rocks and boulders and move them?
Yeah, it's a bunch of cubes, and you have to get to the top in order to get out of the level, and you're on a time limit. The blocks are crumbling, and so you have to keep going higher. And the way you do that is you pull blocks out and you create basically stairs for yourself, and there's all kinds of different techniques to do that. All of that being said, I don't think it's a very good explanation of the game, because it's a large part crazy pants.
Oh, it's like 20 minutes into the game before you get to the first puzzle.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you're like, you do the puzzle, which takes, you know, the first one especially, it takes like 5 minutes. And then there's another half an hour of story, mishmash before you get to the next puzzle, which then adds the element of the crumbling. But I mean, it's like, this game, I'm just gonna start. This game really seems like somebody came up with an idea for a sort of passable concept for a puzzle game. Like, oh yeah, we'll just climb the thing and move the thing. I mean, it's not super new.
Maybe a PSP.
Yeah.
It feels to me a little bit like somebody really wanted to tell this story and was like, how do we make this into a game?
Interesting. Yeah. I got the exact opposite. I felt like this was somebody who's like, I have this idea for this weird puzzle game where you're in a nightmare and you're climbing up these blocks. And you just, that's the game. And then they went, okay, can you bleh? And he was like, well, we could just add this weird, creepy story about
Really? He's like, I'm having a problem with my marriage. I can put that in the game.
There you go. But either way, whether that is how it happened or more, that's just the vibe that I got for a way of explaining how little puzzle there is and how much what the is going on here there is in this game. I mean, this game, you know, for me, the puzzles weren't actually all that fun. You know what I mean? They were challenging, but not challenging in a fun way. They were challenging in a why? Why? I don't even get what that is. And the challenge of that puzzle isn't that good to me. I mean, it's like, it's a bad suck, in my opinion. But then you would assume that you would be getting through the bad suck to then experience this amazing story. But the story is so weird and like not connected to any portion of what I would consider my reality that I don't even care about the story. I mean, the most fun I had was texting with my fake girlfriend.
So did you have any joy in that?
Yeah,
I mean,
texting with a girlfriend. Although then, I would put the wrong. Like I'd be like, oh, I want to be nice here, and I thought that I would do the nice one. She was like, well, if you're gonna be that way, and I'm like, I wasn't gonna be that way.
And it literally has a morality scale that'll be like,
yeah, it's like devil,
you're
angel.
an asshole.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like, well, I was just saying have a good night.
Yeah, love you. You go stab babies, and you're like, all right, fine. I'm just gonna go to sleep and try to climb up blocks.
So completely a fail for you, and there's no redeeming quality. Not even its uniqueness is worthwhile.
Oh no.
All right, Daniel. I know about you. A, you like puzzle games.
B, you have goat horns.
You love doing things over and over and over in games. Till you get it right. Yeah. C, not to get married. It's about marriage. Yeah. It's about should I get married or not?
Yeah.
So you love this game, right?
Yeah.
Did you just say yeah to that part, or
no? Well,
no.
I know everything you're saying, Alex.
Yes.
I think people, after seeing a review, if someone wants to play the game, I think I think in many ways this game is pretty awesome, and I think that it was so shocking to us because we didn't know what to expect. Whereas I think a lot of the what the fuckness comes into play because you're going, wait, is this the game?
Yeah.
Where I'm just
interesting.
Because I was like, is this the game? And then the puzzle, I'm like, is this the game? Is this the
where's
game?
the game?
Where's
I
the
had a
game?
hard time finding
but now,
the game.
knowing that, you wouldn't have that with it. Because
that's true.
I have to say, there's a lot of synchronicity, and that's what I think is pretty awesome about the game. And then everything makes me feel, I'm really put into the position. As a player, I feel like the character that I'm playing in the story. And I love, there's moments where you're asked a question in a confessional, do you believe this or this about marriage or whatever?
Yeah, and they're real serious questions.
They're really serious questions, and then they poll everyone who's played the game with the internet, and you see the results of what other people said about this. So I'm already in real life thinking about my real life thoughts about marriage compared to how everyone else feels, while I'm playing the game of this character who's
trying to decide what he feels on marriage.
Your fake girlfriend and the thing, and then the nightmare sections are these puzzles where. Hold on. But nightmare section are these puzzles where, like in nightmares that you have, where you like can't see where you're going and like something's coming after you and you don't look back. And
it looks like a butt with a face and lips on it.
Yeah. So that's what's happening in the game. I didn't get past that actually. That boss.
Oh, fucking hard. I got past it, but
freaking hard, and a problem in that. Once you lose all your lives, you then like have to restart the game and then back. Like so that I don't use. I like replaying things when it's like quick, let me figure it out. Not when it's like okay, now I gotta start all the way from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty liberal with continues though.
Liberal, but I used all of them and I figured it out.
It's like 16 of them.
Here's the issue. In one way,
I used them all.
I love the puzzle game in it. It felt like a downloadable game, not a for real game, but clearly it's a for real game because of all the other crazy full motion video, which I also do dig. Didn't love the, but whatever. But I did like that. I love the relationship story. I was like, wow, this makes me care much more than political intrigue and Mass Effect, whatever. Like, I love relationship. I was like, this is smart.
And it's not really touched upon often in video games.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
But the puzzle mechanic, I love that puzzle game. I like that it was timed and that it made me feel the way I felt I was supposed to feel, and there was an adrenaline rush in trying to finish them. But at the same time, when the puzzles were really hard in and of themselves, I wish I had all the time in the world, and then I would have had a blast trying to figure out the puzzle. But with the timing thing in it, I just had to.
It can't be intellectual because it has to be reflexive. And that's annoying. And
the controls, I will say, not great.
Oh, I completely agree.
Not great at all.
You'll find yourself on a weird angle, and you're like, I push down, and he'll go down, and then I push down again, and he goes back up.
Right.
It's like, whoa, what?
Reversey.
Oh, and then when Reversey hug lady hugs you, and that is like, well, I might as well just set this down because I'm.
Yeah. I'm gonna just try it with the Kinect.
Yeah. On the morality thing, I agree with you. That's some really interesting stuff, but it's problematic when it's like, what is more cheating? Having an emotional relationship with someone or having sex with someone? It's like,
sex with someone?
Yeah, but that's the bad. That's the moral bad. Your little thing goes bad. And if you say emotional, it's good. Well, why is that bad and good? It seems too easy. Because, like, I think any textbook definition of what is more cheating.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm just being
but that's what's
a guy. That's where it is.
Yeah.
But I just don't like. I don't know.
I didn't find that as a game part. I found that to be a social
human.
experiment.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of this game is social experiment. It definitely puts you in that position, and it sucks because a lot of this moral. the moral choices that you make. You never get to decide, do I have sex with the lady that would be cheating on my girlfriend or not? You're definitely morally messed up that way.
Right.
As far as what you play, the puzzle stuff, it is so problematic, and it's interesting. I don't know if either of you guys, when you were in the bar, what's it called?
Oh yeah, I played. It was awesome.
That's the best part.
Rapunzel. The
so
arcade.
in the game you hang out at this bar a lot, and you can get up and walk around the bar and talk to people, and you can also walk around and there's a stand-up arcade game, and the stand-up arcade game is like this sort of 16-bit. Not really. It's almost like a Dragon's Lair version of the puzzle game that you have inside the context of the game in your dream, but it's simplified. There's no timers, and it's much more of a puzzle. You have infinite time, but you're trying to figure out in as few moves as you can. That is fun.
Yeah.
That is what the whole game should be, and it really shows how this block mechanic is a great puzzle idea and implemented really well. But that's the best part of the game when I'm hanging out at the bar and playing this little arcade game. When I'm actually doing it in the game, it's so frustrating. It's so brutally difficult. It is so unforgiving, and like you said, the controls are so wonky that because you're racing and you're like,
try to turn around to a block to move it, and I would jump up on top of it. And I was like, you have to let me turn around because I need to pull the block. And I would just constantly go turn around, jump up, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. It happened to me a million times, and it's unfortunate because you're racing against dying. Or when there's like spikes that shoot out of the bottom of the thing, and you're like, I gotta jump up fast, and he like lingers for a second, he's dead. It's like, come on. So it's a hard game to recommend. It is definitely something unique.
Yeah, I mean, if you want something oddly unique and experimental, it's definitely a must-see. The best-selling Atlus title.
Which is crazy. They had Odin Sphere, which is one of my favorite games ever, and a lot of really cool Japanese import games. I think this is something that might be an interesting rental, but I don't know. You like it more than that?
No, I would say that as well.
Amazing.
Well, there you have it.
As far as game creation goes, they did something really
cool. You have to applaud that.
Yeah, like it's an experience, and I think it's a well thought out one and a cohesive one.
Yeah. It's like an indie movie that does a lot of unique things, but you don't enjoy watching.
Yeah.
Where you're like, you should see it because it does some. There's things that it did
for anyone but people that loved it, like
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, be sure to stick around for this day in Rad history. But first, we want to thank our sponsors, Dan Trachtenberg.
Netflix. I'm here to tell you, there's no more hassling with due dates or late fees.
I hate hassling.
Netflix is so prolific.
How prolific is it?
That most teenagers out there probably don't even know what a due date or a late fee is. And certainly
crazy.
Our kids, when Netflix, is running everything.
Is the post office?
No. You can stream movies and television shows instantly to your console or your television or your iPad, whether it's a Wii, a 360, a PS3, any of that stuff, your PC, your Mac.
A lot of TVs now come with it built in.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Blu-ray players come with Netflix installed. I've been streaming Parks and Rec like crazy. I've been streaming some awesome Korean action. Man from Nowhere. Is that or Nowhere Man? No, Man from Nowhere. I just saw recently. It was awesome. All streaming, whether they're foreign or hot new releases.
Or domestic.
Foreign or domestic. We're America. We don't care.
Hot new releases or stale cold releases.
Right. So go to www.netflix.com/TRS to get a free trial membership.
Amazing. Send your backgrounds in, folks.
Please.
Fans at TotallyRadShow.com, and we will see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow on the show, we review the movie 30 Minutes or Less.
Today is August 11th, and on this day in Rad history, in 1953, brother, the Hulkster was born, and that means Hulkamania was born.
Yeah.
Because I am a real American.
I don't know if he came out of the womb with the yellow headband.
He did not come out of the room. He busted out of the womb.
His poor
pulled
mother.
off his shirt.
He was like an alien
what,
baby.
Mom? What doctors? What? Who can I? Yeah, I am a real American. And I think that Morris is a real American too because he sent this in.
Yeah. And I think Hacksaw Jim Duggan hit him in the back of the head with a 2x4 to get the stuff out of his lungs.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake cut the umbilical cord.
Yeah. He was my favorite.
That was really serious.
It's true.